Hello everyone, my name is Devinder Kaur and you all are welcome to my YouTube channel The Enlightened Room. In this video we are gonna continue our chapter Getting to Know Plants with our last topic, which is flowers. So let's get started. So dear students, as today we are discussing about the flowers, you all would have seen flowers on many plants. Well, some plants would have flowers and some plants would not have flowers. The plants on which flowers grow are known as flowering plants, for example mustard, sunflower, rose, and the plants on which the flowers do not grow are known as non-flowering plants like pine. Okay, so you all can see a diagram of flower here. Well, flowers are of different kinds, of different colors, of different types. Every plant has its own kind of flower like rose, China rose, sunflower, lily, mustard and many more. They all have their own fragrances, they all have their ways to attract everyone towards each other, right? So today we are discussing about the various parts of the flower. Now the flower is attached to the stem of the plant with the help of a long stalk known as pedicel. And this pedicel is then, when we move to upwards, this pedicel is found to be a bit swollen from the upward part, okay, and that swollen part of the pedicel is known as thalamus, and to this thalamus the sepals are attached to it. What are these sepals? Sepals are leaf-like structures which protect the flower during its budding stage. When it is a bud, it is not a fully grown flower, it is just a little flower which is little flower or the early stage of flower. Okay, now this flower has some beautiful petals. These petals are bright in color and they have every plant would have every different color of petal, like rose has different colored petals, yellow for the yellow colored rose, red for the red colored rose and pink for the pink colored rose. Okay, even there is a black rose in nature. So every petal has its own colors and each color is very bright and it is for the attraction of insects. The insects get attracted to the fragrance, the color of the petals, and then they come to the petals to collect their nectar. Actually they come to the flower to collect their nectar. Okay, now in the inner part of the flower we have some major and important components. Okay, now at these sides, just inside the petals, at the center of the petals, you would see, at the center of the flower, you would see these kind of structures. Okay, I have made those structures here. Now if you take a look at this structure, which is known as stamen. Stamen is actually a male reproductive part of the flower which is found at the center of the flower. It is found in 2 to 6 in number. Okay, 2 to 6 in number, and if we cut this stamen from the middle, you can see the cutted part of the stamen. Actually this stamen consists of two parts. The upper part, the head of the stamen, is known as anther, and this part, this long stalk, is known as filament. Okay, now this filament gives this stamen a height, and this anther contains the very important organ of this plant, and that is pollen grains. These are dust like particles, yellow in color. Okay, these pollen grains are present in pollen sacs, and this as you can see through this picture, this anther has two lobes, one lobe, second lobe, first lobe, second lobe. I have only drawn two stamen here because there was not that much space, you know, the 2D figure, how can I draw that much stamen? So actually they are 4 to 6 in number in a real flower. Okay, this one is a hibiscus flower. Okay, now these are two lobes. This is first lobe and this one is second lobe. Okay, in these two lobes you can see two pollen sacs on one lobe and the other two pollen sacs on the another lobe. In these pollen sacs, pollen grains are found which are dust-like particles, yellow dust-like particles. Okay. Now these pollen grains are responsible for the reproduction of the flower. Okay. But how do they do? Because actually it is a male reproductive part of the flower. Then we also have a female reproductive part of the flower, which is pistil. Okay. Now this pistil contains three essential components. Okay. At the top is stigma here. This one is known as stigma, this heart shape. This complete pistil is actually flask shaped organ, flask shaped part of the flower. At the top it is known as stigma, and after stigma, when we go down, we will get a tube-like structure here. It is known as style. Okay, tube-like or pipe-like structure here, it is known as style, and on the bottom it takes a shape of a flask, just like a flask. The bottom of the flask, which contains ovary, which is known as ovary, and it contains ovules. Okay, so what happens in the reproduction of the flower? Pollen grains, due to the action of wind, air, or any action of insect, if an insect is sitting on this flower, some of the pollen grains would be going to the stigma of the flower, and when the pollen grains fall on the stigma from the inside is actually tube-like from the style, this part. Okay, it is tube-like. So these pollen grains go downwards through this style, and then it comes to the ovary, from which the reproduction occurs. Now this ovary, in this ovary we will get ovules, and in this ovules, first of all let me tell you about the pollination. What is pollination? The transfer of pollen grains to the stigma. The transfer of pollen grains to the stigma, this is pollination. Okay, pollen grains fall on the stigma, and the process of pollination is done. Now then comes the process of fertilization. Now these pollen grains contain the male sex cells, and the ovules present in the ovary contains the female sex cells. Okay, so when the male sex cells combine or fuse with the female sex cells, it forms a fruit. Okay, so you all would now know that how do we get the fruit. Okay, now before that, what becomes the seed, or what becomes the fruit? Let me tell you one thing, that some of the plants would have these two. Okay, some of the plants which would have a stamen and the pistil in one flower, those plants are known as bisexual flowers, while in some plants only either pistil or stamen would be present, and those plants are known as unisexual flowers. Now let's discuss about the fertilization. Now as I told you that the pollen grains, when fall on the stigma, through this style it reaches the ovary, and in the ovary you would see these ovules. Okay, now in case of this, when the male sex cells fuse with the female sex cells, it forms this process is known as fertilization, and it forms the fruit. Now the ovules present inside the ovary become the seeds after the first fertilization, or as according to the process of fertilization, and the complete ovary becomes the fruit, and the other parts of the flower, these sepals, these petals, they dry up and fall down. Okay, they get detached from the fruit. The petals do not remain as that. Okay, so remember that ovules become the seeds, and the ovary becomes the fruits, and the fruit protects the seed. The seeds remains inside the fruit, and the fruit protects the seed, and after certain conditions, after certain temperature, pressure, everything, the seeds then germinate into a new plant. So this is how this topic ends. This is all about our topic, the shoot system and the flower part. Okay, I hope you got all the chapter. If there's still any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. I'll be always available to help you. For more videos, Please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon. Thank you so much.